And I'm so excited about all the fun things that we have coming your guys' way. I mean, we really had a great week last week at the mothership, getting things figured out. So we're going to start here in about 20 seconds because I just got too much good stuff to talk about. I would never want you to show up to the call and I said, well, listen, I really don't have anything good to talk about, but let's just get rolling. That would kind of suck. So guys, this is what we're going to focus on. Today, we're going to focus on a couple of concepts. We're going to finish off building the story brand, and my outline of it will be posted on Facebook at some point. So it's a multi-level document that you can look at. It's your guide on how to build a story brand. Remember, our client is always going to be the hero. We are going to be the guide. We're going to call them to action. And today we're going to talk about how we protect them from failure, which is the most important thing that we need to do when we bring clients, gyms, everybody in. We're going to protect them from failure. I want you to write something down for me, guys. And if you're driving, please do not write this down. We want Nathan to be very careful. Nathan's in motion. So we are going to be talking about passion, purpose, and progress, okay? And we're going to truly define those today. See, there's a difference, very important difference, Erica and Crystal. I really want you keen in on what I'm about to say because we are all a team here. There's a difference between, write this down, self-talk and self-awareness. Ladies and gentlemen, most human beings are great at self-talk. Oh, I'm not good at this. Oh, I wish I was better at that. Oh my gosh, I got to do more. Man, that's just not for me. Self-awareness is when we say, hey, I truly know my strengths and my weaknesses, and I'm going to do something about them. So when I talk about passion, purpose, and progress, quit going out and just saying, I kind of would like more money. It'd be great if I had more freedom. This would be really positive F, and define it. Literally lock it down. $10,000 a month, $5,000 a month, maybe just getting free product. What is the definition? What is your real passion? What do you really want in our life? What's your purpose? What is it that you want to stand for? You get to choose. That's a great thing about life. And then how are you going to get there? What's the progress that you're going to track to get there? Now, during our breathing, we're going to focus on two concepts. Crystal, I started to allude to this with you last week. There is fear and there is compassion. Fear and compassion. And we have it all the time. See, fear can be a superpower when you really identify and say, what am I really afraid of? And you know, it's like when you peek under the kid's bed and you show them that there really isn't a monster there, and you identify that everything's going to be okay. How do we make it so that we never have fear again? The gateway is compassion, okay? So on our breathing, I want you to be thinking about what are some things that you're fearful of. I've had some conversations with people recently. People are freaking out about what's going on in the world. They're freaking out about the stock market. They're freaking out about having income. There's all these things, and that's okay. That happens. I always say to people, now is the time to get prepared. Now is the time to take massive action. Now is the time to knock that fear out, and we're going to do it through being super compassionate with ourselves and with other people. Now, notice I said ourselves first, because we got to take a little easy on ourselves, and we got to love on ourselves. So what we're going to do with our breathing is I want you to be thinking about the fears that you might have and put those on your whiteboard. I also, as we go through the breathing, I'm going to ask you to think about who you truly want to be. What's the best version of yourself? And we're going to start leading with that. And I want those negative fears to turn into what the best compassionate version of yourself is. Guys, with breathing, one of the most important things in our body that we need to focus on is our feet. So let's get our feet locked down on the ground so that we can actually feel stable. And I want us to, we're gonna close our eyes, and what we're gonna do is get started with just a couple of deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. Before we move on to the whiteboard, when you breathe in, I want you to feel your feet grounded to the ground, to the earth, to your true self. Continue to take deep breaths in through the nose as you actually feel like roots. Your feet are getting locked in with Mother Earth, and you're feeling the roots come up your legs, up to your kneecaps, and all the way up to your hips. And your lower body is connected to the earth, grounded in the stability. I want you to keep on breathing deep in through the nose and out through the mouth. Now I want you to think of that whiteboard. I want you to think of our fear of finances, fear of new conversations, fear of failure. And while those are up there, and we've identified one or two things that we might be afraid, have fear, as you breathe in, I want you to think about how you can erase that fear with your greatness. In through the nose and out through the mouth. I want you to think of the vision that is the best version of yourself. When you're well rested, well rehearsed, and well prepared to meet each day, being the optimal Sean, Nathan, Crystal, being the optimal version of ourselves. As that fear board gets erased, we're going to replace it with the vision of our best possible self. And this week, starting now, we will make a stand for our greatness. We are going to honor ourselves, and we are going to define our passion, purpose, and progress. As you continue to breathe and you're connected to the earth, define what that best version of yourself is. Define your greatness and how you will overcome any challenges that this week might possess. And I want you to say to yourself, there are fears, and that's okay, because I am enough. There are fears, and that's okay, because I am enough. Continue to take a few deep breaths, feeling grounded, feeling confident about the action. And it's okay to have fear because you are enough. And let's join back into the call. So guys, we're going to talk about finishing up building the story brand. David, hello. As I said, we're going to have the outline will be posted on Facebook that you could break it down and go through it. I guarantee you, if you live by the building the story brand, you will have your focus on your clients and making them successful, and you will drive more business. The key to today's conversation is how do we keep people? This is the final stage of building the story brand. Hey, I've connected with you, Crystal. I've identified what your goals are. I've established myself as the guide. I've called you to action that now we are going to get started on this process. here's the most important part, David, whether it's pickleball, whether it's chiropractic, whether it's a gym, whether it's just a friend or family member. And now I, Crystal, am going to commit myself for you to be successful. You and I are going to check in with each other. You and I are going to be partners moving forward. I'm going to text you 3 times a week just to make sure that you're doing okay. And it's okay if you're not. Just let me know, and I'm going to get you back on board. We have resources that are going to help you be successful. And Crystal, I care for you so much. You said that you wanted to get to that optimal health goal before the end of the year. So 2023 was your best version. Remember, what's it going to feel like? Remember what you said. It would be the greatest thing that you've ever accomplished. It would be your hero story. We are going to get you there together. Will that work for you, Crystal? And folks, I'm pouring into you now because that's what I'm saying to you. We are going to be working on everybody to have the biggest year possible. We've got to protect each other from failure, from quitting, for giving up, for vagueness. See, folks, you know, right now, I'll guarantee to you, people are going to out-hustle you. People are going to do things better than you. Hey, the economy is going to be in the dumps. Yep. Hey, crazy things are happening in the world. And you know what? They'll continue to keep on happening in the world. What's the best version of yourself so that you never have to worry about your finances again? Okay, it might take some time, but what are you going to do today to combat that fear and insecurity? You've got to have the mindset that no matter what you fear, you know that great action is going to take the place of that. And you've got to, you can't just say the message, you've got to be the message for the people that you're talking to. When David goes out and is building a podcast and building, promotional videos in a YouTube channel around, pickleball, and he's connecting with all of his people, guess what? One day he's going to stumble across somebody that's doing it maybe even better than him. And you know what? At the other job that I was at, they used to have this saying, hey, go out and hire people that are more talented than you. Go out and find people that do things better than you. Go out and find your replacement. Wouldn't it be great, David, if you went out and found people that could actually sell Xendurance better than you? But we get our mind goes to, oh my gosh, this person's, they might be a little bit too much for me. No, we got to lean into those people. When you find that person that is actually building a really successful business, lean into them. Hey, you look like you're like-minded like me. I would love to show you about our program. I would love to work with you. Hey, I would love, Erica, to learn from you. I could learn so much from you. I'm no ego here. We could divide and conquer. And you know what? I might have 1 or 2 things that can help you out. When we change the way that we look at things, the things we look at change. When we look at challenging conversations and say, you know what, I can learn from this conversation. Hey, I've never talked to that big of a gym, or I've never talked to that type of a district. I've never talked to a senior living facility, an active living facility. I've never gone to a rehab facility. Hey, what an opportunity to learn. And you're going to do exactly what the story brand tells us to do. You know what? This is my first time to open up a rehab facility for injuries. This is awesome. I'm so excited. And to make sure that you're super successful, you're going to see me here once a week. What would be the best time for me to make an impact in your business and really help drive home the education and understanding of Xendurance products? Tuesday at 6 a.m. Oh, well, you got it. Let's do it. That's when everybody comes in for work. I'll be here. Yeah, I'm a total morning person. Even if you're not, that's what you would say. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to truly get passionate about what we're doing. I had a most amazing weekend because I spent my week back in Scottsdale, and all we did was plan. Like, and I'll even give you guys an idea. I don't want you guys thinking like that. When Sean Paul gets to planning, it's not just a little bit of planning. Sean, let me see if I can do a quick screen share. Like we've got, oh no, that's okay if we can't. But we've got it. We got everything mapped out from the year to the months to the weeks. We're not messing around, guys. We're not like sitting around saying, boy, I really hope we're going to get there. You know, it would be great if we could really, do more product. You see, I'm in 150%. Like I'm not stopping until all of you are super successful. And guess what? If you don't want to be super successful and you just want to be a little successful, that's okay. If you want to not be successful, you know what? It's okay. Just don't waste any of our time, because our time's too precious. Go out and stay. If somebody wants to stay mediocre, they can go out and do that. I'm not going to convince anybody that's not enough. I'm looking for people that are going to be excellent, and that want excellence in their life. Steve Major, we're building just so you guys know what we're doing, we're building a weight loss program that he could take to other chiropractors. That's his niche. My main man here, David, when he comes out, we're going to be shooting tons of video around pickleball, tennis, and that world. And we're going to make an impact in that world. And if we don't do it the first month, then we're going to figure out what it is the next month that we're going to do. And if we have to go and do something, whatever we have to do, we're going to wrench on it. And we're going to keep on going. Because this is the greatest thing about being part of this company. And I'm not saying this to be that I know this from I've worked with great brands before. David, I don't know if you realize, I worked for Masterlock. I was a director of sales for Masterlock, Home Depot, Costco, Amazon. You know what percentage of market share Masterlock has in the retail marketplace in security padlocks? 92%. And you know what? People would say, well, wow, that makes you really vulnerable. And then I came across a book written by a really important guy about 10, 15 years ago. Does everyone think that if you could get some advice from Warren Buffett, that might be pretty good advice? So I want you to think about Xendurance with what I'm about to say. And this is what changed my mind on Masterlock and made me even a better salesman and opened up more conversation. Warren Buffett says, the products you represent are more important than your skill set. The products you represent are more important than your skill set, because people want good brands and good products. His point was not to stop your personal growth, yet find and surround yourself with great products and brands. And you can't lose. And I know this is the best brand of products I've ever taken. And if I wasn't taking it every single day and working out and seeing the results, I wouldn't be here. That's what brought me over. I said, this is too good of product that not enough people know about. So what I want us to be concentrating on, and every now and then I look at my watch just because I get going and I forget what time it is. What I want us to be thinking about is the following questions. I'm going to ask you these questions, and this all has to do with building that story brand, because if you're not prepared to have these conversations, you're not going to have great conversations. Are you prepared to be successful or to quit someday? This is a great question. And boy, do we do this a lot. I'm going to go, David, man, that's it. October, I'm going to start working out. I'm going to go get some new sneakers, man. I'm going to go out and get some sweat on. And then you come back to me in a couple of weeks. Hey, how's that workout plan going? Oh, yeah, it's I'm going to take a little break. I just got to take a little break. Hey, what was your plan? I mean, you said you wanted to go out and get some new sneakers. Was that it? Just get new sneakers? Or did you plan on being successful? So many people just want to be successful. These are the people that order all the fad diets, that want to just take pills and wake up and be good. These are the people that want to grow, but don't read any books. They get right back into that negative mindset. And then another question, what decision am I going to make this week that I'm going to thank myself for on Friday? And I'm going to ask you another question. And this goes for all of us. I don't care where you are. Guys, if you just want to make $5 grand or you want to make 5 million, I don't care what it is. You know, and believe me, is anything possible? It absolutely is if you really map it out, if you really want it. Are you willing? Am I willing to get real with myself and realize this is a journey, not a destination? Am I willing to get real with myself that this is a journey and not a destination? So many people live life like, well, once I get that, man, that's it. Once I break through and I'm making 5,000, man, that's all I need. That's it. That's great. You can't just get there and stop. You got to keep that thing going. You've got to realize this is an ongoing process. Personal development isn't something that you just say, you know what, I'm going to do it one day a week. And I think I'm going to be okay. The other days I could just have garbage in my head and, you know, that's it. I'm just going to do one day where I'm going to get really, really positive. And folks, I'm talking from experience. I literally program myself every single day. I don't always wake up jumping out of bed going, hey, this is awesome. I'm ready to go kill the day. There's a system around it. My buddy called me on, it was Saturday, I think, or was it Saturday? Or no, it was Sunday, yesterday. My buddy called me at 7 a.m. on Sunday, and he lives in Austin, Texas. And he's like, man, Sean, I can't believe you picked up. I was surprised because I didn't want to call you too early. I said, Chucky, you call me at 6:30 any day of the week, I'm picking up. I'm up at 6 every single day minimum, and usually earlier during the weekdays. He's like, really? Dude, got to get my day going. Got to program a day of success. He goes, what does that look like? Like, what do you do? I'm like, I get up, first thing, positive audio. Get it playing. Get really good audio. Man, I want Tony Robbins talking to me. I want Tony Robbins saying, hey, happy, you know, let's get going. You know, let's go with that. I play the relaxing, music on the screen with beautiful scenery. So I'm looking at gorgeous things and I stretch. Then I breathe and I let myself have one of my favorite drinks. I love coffee. Have my coffee and I get my day going. Then immediately when Chuck called, I already had the beans in the Instant Pot because we did tostada buffet last night. I already had those prepped, done. I'm programming my day. My tennis bag is packed. I've got all my liquids I'm organizing. There's a plan. You got to have a plan to have a great day. You can't just randomly expect good things to happen to you without a plan. So what I want you to be thinking about is how do you plan to have these great conversations with your people? To build a story brand, you got to get out there and get active. And a lot of people are going to go negative on you right now. And this is where I want you to turn it around. Folks, we are the leaders of this world. America needs more leaders. And what leaders do is we don't care what negativity is going on around us. We're going to go for the positive. Hey, what a great time, guys, when interest rates are all over the place, when you know everything's getting more expensive to go to the store. What a great conversation to have with, you know, my really good friend Erica. Erica, you know, hey, I hear you say that you're struggling. I'm just making this up, Erica. I hear you say that, you know, you're nervous about bills and you're doing that. You know what? I also see you working out a lot. What if you and I could build a relationship of being the best version of ourselves, and then I can also give you the products that would be the very best? And what if you just went out and recommended to a few people, and not only were they free to you, you could actually make a little bit of money? What's the worst bill that you have? Oh, your electrical bill, $200 a month? Hey, why don't we build a plan on what that's going to look like, on what that actually is going to look like? And what would that do to us? And when I tell you guys, like when you show up to our meeting on the 3rd, which is the State of the Union, I just want to be real with you guys. We're not effing around. This isn't going to be like, I'm going to screen share just really quick to show you how I plan. So if you could just kind of see my screen really quick, what I do is I take my annual goals. Do you guys see this white screen? I see my annual goals. I break them down by month, and I break them down by my weekly details, and I track them every week. Those are the most important things. And my big why is right over here. pay my kids' education, live internationally part-time in 5 years, and create an alignment of mind, time, and lifestyle, and I track my books. Now, I don't want you to get caught up too much on everything that I have up there, because then I would take away the fun of the State of the Union conversation. So, am I walking into next year in Q4 hoping things are going to go well? No, David. And David, is everything going to go according to plan? No. But now I have a pivot. Now I know what I need to do. Now I'm being accountable to myself. You don't have to go to that detail, but if you ever do want to go to that detail, it will literally change your life. And I got on this type of program years ago, and I started really getting real with what I wanted out of life, including you could build one for your personal life, your personal fitness, your personal financial goals, your personal things. Again, so many people don't get what they want because they really don't have clarity around that passion, purpose, and progress. And they don't define it. All of the tools that we're going to give you, you will have the slides of the Building the Story brand. You will have those posted in Facebook probably by the end of the day. Take it out and download it. If you guys want me to build a 411 with you, hey, reach out to me on Facebook and say, I want to build. That's a 411, what I just showed you. Like calling information, that's a 411. And man, it's detailed. It's going to take you about an hour and a half probably to really do it right or more. And you're going to always be tweaking it. It's a living document. In fact, the greatest thing that we can do in our life is have something that we truly believe is going to move the business, and it doesn't work. It doesn't work. It's like, well, that would suck. No, because now you just figured out what doesn't work. And now we're going to get back and find out what works. So that's where we are, guys. Building a story brand works when you are clear with what you really want out of this business, and then you go out and you present yourself in a way that's going to attract people to you, okay? The next book we're going to read is probably one of the most important books, depending on where you are in life. And I just started rereading the first 2 chapters of it. It'll be my second go around. The book is called Necessary Endings. Has anyone ever heard of this book? Guys, this is a game changer. Necessary Endings helps us get comfortable with the relationships, the people, the habits, and activities that we need to get out of our life. Guys, we all don't want to end things. You know, I was sharing with the team when I was back in Scottsdale, and I was telling them about the book. You know, like literally, I had some weird relationships when I was young. And it was usually the most toxic ones that I'd hold on to. And when they finally would get done, you'd be like, what the hell was I doing holding on to, like, you know, and they use the analogy of a rose bush. There was a guy when I lived in New Orleans, they had the most beautiful roses. And I mean, these things were gorgeous. Guess how often I would see them outside working on the roses? All the time. All the time. Pruning off the dead weight. Pruning off what wasn't going to make them the perfect version of it. We need to create more endings in our life. And man, it might be a habit that you have, that you wake up and you start off the morning in a negative way. It might be that you end the day in a negative way. It might be that you create too many excuses for yourself. Guys, it is time for us to have some necessary endings, and this book will impact your life if you read it and you're like, wow, I've identified a few things that I need to end immediately and make changes on. We're going to walk through that starting next week on Monday. It's going to be fantastic. Remember the story that I told you, true story, about the greatest piece of artwork that was ever created in the history of mankind. It's the Statue of David, everyone says, is the piece. The most unbelievable. I've seen it twice, guys, in Florence. Unbelievable. The piece of rock, marble that Leonardo da Vinci used was in a quarry for years. They gave it to him for free because it had been sitting around forever. He carved it out, and somebody asked him, how did you create this incredible piece of artwork? It's unbelievable. I'm speechless. He goes, it was very simple. All I had to do was take all the pieces that weren't David off. All I had to do was remove all the pieces that weren't David. Think about that in our life. Folks, let's rock it. Let's go out and get things going. We got a lot of good stuff coming down the pipeline. And then be sure to show up to Language and Sales. We're going to role play how we support people from being successful and not failing. Have a
Don,
great
what
day.
time is State of Union on the 3rd?
5 p.m. And you're going to see an announcement West Pacific Coast time.
Okay, thank you.
All right, guys. Talk to you in a little bit. Bye.